This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, nerds.
Talk about nerds.
Hey, this is Rob Weedoff. I play John Marston in Red Dead Redemption.
Hello, this is Jen Cohn, voice of Farah from Overwatch.
This is Waka.
This is Barry Bostwick, Brad Majors, in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
This is Manu Bennett, Deathstroke the Terminator.
It's Mike Zeck, designer of the black suit Spider-Man.
This is Jay Muse, Jay from Jay and Silent Bob.
This is Paul Nakauchi, the voice of Hanzo.
This is Carlos Ferro, the voice of Dominic Santiago in the Gears of War franchise.
This is Big Bang Michael Lasky. You might know this voice as one of the original Red Power Rangers as well as Colt from Three Ninjas.
Hi, this is Angela Kinsey.
What's going on, y'all? This is Mega Ran, teacher rapper hero, Writers Guild affiliate, and new Guinness World Record holder. Just want to let you know, you're listening to the Nerd Corporation.
You are listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast.
You are listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast.
You're listening to the Nerd Corp podcast.
You're listening to Nerd Corp, and it's a podcast.
Listening to Nerd Corp Podcast.
And you're listening to the Nerd Corporation Podcast.
You are listening to the Nerd Corp podcast.
And you're listening to the Nerd Corp podcast.
You're listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast.
You're listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast.
You're listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast. Snooch to the news.
Justice reigns from above.
Yoga waga taiki wo kodo.
Sup, bitches? Chit chat.
Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday, and you know what that means.
We don't have Derek here. Say something stupid.
Not stupid. We're missing Derek today with his quick wit. That's what it means.
We're missing all the bad puns.
My eyes won't get tired from rolling today. I'll do what I can.
Yeah, you pick up the slack. Dad jokes, all the dad jokes.
I got one, though. I got a dad joke. My wife, she says that I am terrible with directions, and I got so fed up with it, I just rolled my eyes and I write.
Here we go. That's the one.
That's it.
But it's podcast day. Welcome to episode 100. The Nerd Corporation's 100th episode spectacular. We're just going to shoot the shit, talk about all the previous episodes, things that we've loved, things that we're doing, things of that nature. But first, let's get on with the nerd news. On the wrestling front, the entire medium of wrestling is having its own Me Too movement right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Hashtag Speaking Out has been trending for a couple weeks now.
So it's not Me Too anymore.
Yeah, it's Speaking Out.
Okay.
And it talks about people who have been abused either sexually, physically, or verbally by people in the industry. So, people in the WWE that have been accused, Jack Gallagher, Gentleman Jack, he's been released.
I saw that.
The Velveteen Dream has been released.
Which is very odd because Gentleman Jack.
Yeah, like, right? Yeah.
Out of all people.
The Gentleman Jack Gallagher, right? A couple of...
the genital grabber Jack. I'm kidding, that was a really poor tasting joke.
No, I love it.
And a couple of guys from NXT UK. Terry Runnels has accused Brock Lesnar.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
But he doesn't talk.
Yeah, apparently, she was, walking, by the locker room, and he's like, "Hey, Terry, get a look at this." And he's in a towel.
No.
Mm-hmm.
He showed off the meat and potatoes?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You never show off the meat and potatoes.
Oh, my God, the bean and two jacks? Yeah. Oh, no.
Twig and berries. And the only thing that she remembers was that it was really red.
You think he's packing?
I don't think so.
Really?
No.
Mm-hmm. You think he's like me? A really big dude with an average sized dick?
Probably.
God damn it. Strikes again.
Strikes again.
Strikes again.
Yeah, like, and this spans, like, everywhere.
Gaming's going through their own right now as well. And what's the other one? There was another prominent scene that was getting taken down right now.
I mean, it's mostly on
and like
Twitter.
YouTube and stuff like that, too.
It's mostly, like, Twitter communities, like, rallying together to cancel everyone.
Dude, the one that I'm, like... I mean, all of it's, like, stupid, but fucking the one that got to me was Chris D'Elia. I was like...
Yeah, but there's a lot of compelling evidence that supports that he wasn't really fucking around. He just likes just a hair too young. Like, he really likes the 18-year-olds.
Yeah, he came out with, like, emails and texts and stuff from the people accusing him, where he was like he would talk to them, find out their age, and then ghost them once finding the age. So,
well, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I hate that it's him because he's been one of my favorites for like.
Oh yeah. Well, if I've learned anything during this new age cancel culture party, is that it doesn't really seem like anybody is safe. Like, if you have been fucking around, even just a little bit, like D'Elia, and, like, you know, things kind of look bad without, without context, it seems like not really that your days are numbered. If you fucked up, yeah, your days are numbered. Just look at all the people that have been placed on administrative leave at Ubisoft. Like, if you've been fucking up, like, your days are numbered, but, like, it sucks because there are people that get falsely accused of shitty situations. Like, let's look at Aziz Ansari. Like, that was just a bad date.
Yeah.
You know, like, I have my own personal belief on, like, how we should go about things. I definitely think that we should go about it in a case-by-case basis. So it's like, if there's, like, compelling evidence that Brock Lesnar actually did open up his towel and shake his, his bratwurst and his...
Red Rocket.
Yeah, like...
His Red Rocket, yeah.
Like, if there's evidence against that, then yeah, you should fight it. But the problem is, though, is that the big problem is that we're going off of hearsay. And not only that, if we're not going off of hearsay, we're also going off of doctored pieces of evidence.
Right.
You know, you can make anything look really bad these days just off of a basic ass fucking form of Photoshop. You know, so it's really concerning where and not only that, like this brings up a thing that I've talked about before on the cast where it's like, okay, when are we going to forgive these people? You know, like, obviously people need to... If you've been fucking up, then yeah, you need to be called the fuck out for fucking up. But at the same time, like, are these people just, like, blacklisted for good? You know, like, and again, it goes back to that case-by-case basis. If someone gets caught fucking around with an underage girl, like D'Elia, like I could see how this would completely change someone's opinion of D'Elia, knowing that he likes to make sure that they're, at least 18.
Barely legal.
Barely legal. But at the same time, like, might seem scummy, but it's legal.
Yeah.
So,
Like, technically, like, morally, there might be something wrong with it, but, like, actually, he's putting aside the morality, like, it's fine. Like, legally, it's fine. And it brings me to a post that I saw that I was trying to wrap my head around. It was a friend of mine on Facebook. They posted that they posted two pictures. It was the scene from Family Guy where Brian sleeps with Quagmire's dad, that fishing, just like throws up for like 30 seconds, and then the other scene was Ace Ventura when he found out that Einhorn was a man, and he's like shivering in the shower, and he's like, and they said like, if you support any of these movies or any of this, and I'm just like, do you know how old Ace Ventura is? Like,
right.
Even that episode, like, and I'm not saying it's right.
Family Guy has always been edgy too.
I'm not saying it's like encouragement.
We know what you're saying.
But back when those were made, like,
there was
that
more.
wasn't the norm. Like, people weren't, like, even if you saw, like, or if you met somebody that was trans, you just, back in, like, when was Ace Ventura? Like, the 90s? Yeah, you'd just be like, oh, like, you kind of be taken aback, you know? Whereas now it's just like, oh, hey, like...
It's more commonplace, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, like, we've also progressed a lot as a species, as a society. Like, there's lots of... And I personally really like the idea that we are doing such like, social discourse around these ideas of what used to be socially acceptable and what isn't. And not only that, but, like if you've been fucking around, like, it doesn't matter if it was 20 or 30 years ago, like, it still should be known, you know?
Right.
Like, I still think that it's, like, I'm gonna guess that thing with Lesnar happened years ago.
Yeah, it was, like, during his first run, because Terry Runnels isn't in the WWE anymore.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a take from three white guys that, you know, have been... Or not 3 white guys, 3 men.
Because I'm not white.
Yeah, I fucked up. But I'd like to hear your take, since you're a woman, Angela.
You know, I feel like my opinion on the subject could be seen as a radical opinion, so I'm going to opt out of sharing my opinion.
Well, I don't...
Like radical or like radical? Like, radical, man.
It depends on where you want to go with it, though. I mean, you can... I know you personally. I know you're not one of them fucking weirdos that's like, kill all men. Let's just put them in a warehouse and milk them, and then kill the sons and keep the daughters.
Actually.
Wow.
You're in for it now, bucko.
Actually, you can get DNA from women's marrow bone. So we don't even need men anymore, so... You guys are just vestigial organs at this point.
Is that proven?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's science.
Fuck them. Fuck them all.
Science, bitch.
Hey, yo, Mr. White. So we all remember all that talk about, oh yeah, if you want to play this game, you have to get a PlayStation. Horizon Zero Dawn's hitting PC on August 7th.
Oh.
And it includes everything.
Nice.
And I'm excited. I don't know how inclined I am to pay full price again for that game. But
it's only $50, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, I would
wait
love
for a Steam sale.
Yeah, I would love to play that on PC.
That seems to be like one of the big ones, and personally, I think I fall under the camp of I hope it does really well, because I want to see all of these games go to PC. I want to play The Last of Us Part 2 on a PC. Like, I think that'd be really fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
Persona 5 The Animation has announced a physical release along with a English dub.
Oh, boy.
And the collector's edition of the 26 episodes and 2 OVAs is priced at $298.98.
Eat my asshole. That is so much money.
Is that the only way to get it? Physically?
So that's the collector's edition.
We were talking outside before Eddie got here, and I was like, if they just made a regular edition and sold it for like
$60,
65 bucks, I'd
that's usually what they do for a season of anime. And then for a DVD collection set, it's usually between 30 and 40.
I mean, it would be alright if it was a good anime. But it's not.
I was showing Nick, actually, before we were recording some of the still animations.
Like his Joker's face after the all-out attack.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, I still kind of want to watch it just to watch it, just because it's familiar.
Right, and
there's new music in there, which is really
cool.
a
lot of new original music, and it's really nice to hear the dialogue being spoken instead of reading it.
Oh, I remembered what I was going to say, because you said that they changed TA's voice in 4 in the anime, right?
Yep.
So, when I first booted that game up, and Igor started talking, I was like, who the fuck is this? Like, it is so much different.
Yeah, that man died.
Did he really?
The original voice actor
Oh,
for
shit.
Igor, he died. And so if you can tell, the guy that did the voice for Igor in 5...
So he hasn't finished it, though.
What are you talking... You haven't finished 5?
Oh, that's Last of Us and Final Fantasy.
That's
came out.
right.
Yeah, so don't say what you were about to say, but...
Yeah, Igor died. Or the guy that voices Igor died.
I didn't know that.
So just keep that in mind. It's looking like next generation video games are going to be $10 more expensive than they normally are.
Currently are.
You were doing a thing here. Does that excite you?
Because I'm right. I was right. I love being right. Looks like games are going to be $69.99. Nice. Nice. I personally don't have any fucking problem with this whatsoever, considering that games are taking 50, 100, 150 to $200 million to make. I personally don't have a problem with this at all. I usually spend that much anyways just to get the steelbook or whatever, so this shit is not going to affect me one bit.
Well, and it's inflation, so, I mean...
And we've had video games be the same price for 15 years. So I'm totally okay with this, and if that makes me a bootlicker, then you can suck my cock.
Fucking shill. Get out of here.
Fuck, dude. I don't give a fuck. I saw a bunch of backlash about this, and it's like, stop playing games, fucking douchebags. Get offline, go outside, find a different hobby. Go get into cars or something. Like if you're gonna be such a douchebag about a $10 increase, good God, Freeze, give me a break.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, it's $10. I mean, yeah.
Give me
like
a
you
fucking
said,
break,
Cole,
dude.
it's like you spend that to get the extra stuff, anyways. You know, it's like I spent $184 on one game recently, and I'm like, totally worth it.
I spent $600 on The Last of Us, and I fucking don't regret a single penny. Like, again, if that makes me a bootlicker, then fuck, whatever. I don't give a shit. I like other things too. If you know what I'm saying. But that's pretty much it, man. I don't see a problem with it. I really don't. And if it supports the industry, then whatever, man. If it also means that, I mean, obviously we'll be getting like better quality games, but if it means that they, they put like more heart and soul into it, because it's next gen. Well, not only that, but the people that are upset about this are the same people that wait like 5, 6, 7 months for the game to be like $5 off.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
I hate people.
People are the worst.
Don't you just fucking hate everyone?
All the things. So on to the topic at hand. So this is our 100th episode.
Jesus Christ.
It's amazing that went by so quickly. Because I wasn't expecting... Like, I didn't, see it coming, you know what I mean? We do this every week, and so we're just trudging along.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, it's another recording night. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even think about the number since we couldn't do it last week, until, we were talking about it last week and we had to reschedule. I was like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
100?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been quite the ride. I mean, when Dr. Nick and I started this, I really didn't take it seriously. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, this will be a fun hobby. This will be fun to throw around and make and stuff. And I didn't expect it to become what it is. And it really is thanks to all of you, because we wouldn't be doing any of this without you guys. You know what I mean? We've done giveaways, and we've got patrons, and we've got people that have donated to the PayPal, and we've gotten cool new equipment because of it, and it's crazy. So that makes me more driven to just do the damn thing.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm. What were your guys' favorite episode? If you could choose a top 5?
I have a top 2.
Uh-huh.
And those are the 2 Weeb Corp episodes, which were Neon Genesis Evangelion and My Hero Academia.
I was kind of sad. I can't remember why, but I had to miss the Ava one. But...
I think you might have been working, but
yeah.
That one was my favorite because that was my first official part of the podcast episode. And it's something that I love. I love anime a lot. I love both Ava and My Hero a lot, and it's really fun to be able to talk about that with you guys.
I remember, after you guys did the episode, and in the message in the chat, it was just like, oh yeah, Angela's on the podcast now, and I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So Angela's...
I mean, she's been here with us since we all started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know as much, if not more, than you guys do.
Yeah, that's true. So, she has been a very welcome addition to the podcast.
I feel so welcome.
Red Dead Redemption 2 spoiler cast definitely is one of my favorites. The Last of Us, the one that we just barely did, I really enjoyed. Obviously, Ava was a very special episode for me to talk about. I really liked that a lot too. Secondary, an honorable mention would be the Days Gone review.
Yeah,
I really liked talking the shit about that game, and
I liked it. I liked that one too.
What else was there?
Oh, I have an addition to my list. I actually wasn't a part of the podcast at this point, but one of my favorite episodes was the Kojima.
A game by Hideo Kojima.
Podcast
by Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. What's the game called?
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. I was like Stranding Death. And I was like, no.
Well, that's also dropping on PC this month, I think.
Oh, wow.
505 games, man.
That one was one of my favorites, too, because you guys just talked about how much you hated the game.
Yeah. It was
hated the game but loved the story.
Yeah.
It's like, what did I say? It was the greatest game that I'll never play again.
Yeah, yeah. One of mine was The Last of Us. I also liked the Back to the Future one. Great Scots.
Oh, and Beetlejuice.
Yeah, and
Beetlejuice was a really good one, too.
Great Scots and Gigawatts, and then Beetlejuice. The Joker one, the Joker spoiler cast.
Oh, yeah.
I went back and listened to that one not too long ago, and that was a really good episode.
I think we should do more
movies.
Movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think because I mean,
do one on Hereditary.
Oh,
how about just
Ari
Aster in general?
Well, he really only has 2 movies that are.
Well, yeah.
And
so we
we'd
could
have
do
to talk about There's Something Wrong with the Johnsons, and I don't want to talk about that.
We could.
It's
we
one
could
of his
call
movies,
it,
but
we could call it Hereda Summer or something.
Yeah.
Or Midori.
Did you hear about what his next project's gonna be? It's like a comedy horror play.
So kind of like Ready or Not.
I kind of want nothing to do with it. I was kind of really disappointed to hear.
Just fuck my mind up again with another movie. Dude.
Well, I mean, but the thing is though is that he has like a very specific kind of horror.
Yeah.
One that like really just fucking scratches
shocking.
it just hits my G spot like it's nothing.
You mean your P spot?
My P spot. There's something about that guy that just gets horror for me.
He's
I totally agree.
He's very shocking and like psychological and uncomfortable horror.
Because you, for a while, Cole, you like built up Hereditary, and I went to go watch it when I got it was the first 4K movie I watched on my new TV, and I went to go watch it, and I was like, this better be like good, because he's been talking about it, and the credits rolled, and I just sat like this for like 10 minutes, and I was just
fucking
like,
hands crossed with your eyes wide.
The song that plays during the credits is fucking horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because it's a TikTok song right now, and so every time I hear it, I get like fucking flashbacks.
He's like, skip it, and I'm like, no, it's funny.
It's fucking, dude, that movie. I've never seen. I mean, again, this could just be me. I've never seen someone display family grief so much, so well, so intricately, without missing any beats. Like, oh my god, that movie's fucking amazing.
Well, and so is Midsommar, but
Midsommar's
for different reasons.
fantastic,
Yeah.
but like you said, for completely different reasons.
I still need to watch both of those.
God damn
And,
it!
you know,
we gotta
I-
watch those fucking movies.
I recommend those movies to almost anyone, except if you're going to watch Hereditary and you are a parent, be warned about that.
That's one of the reasons why I don't want to watch it.
Well, so on the contrary, I talked to Dara about it. Dara is one of our listeners that actually lost a child to suicide. And I told her, like, a lot. I was like, hey, don't watch Hereditary, because it's gonna bring a lot of fucking shit to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the kid doesn't die by suicide in that movie, but it's still, like, I still feel like the way that they handle grief is enough to trigger, like, pretty much anybody. Like that's kind of how it did for me. I don't, it's just crazy the way that he's able to display those emotions. And it's obviously not just him, it's also, oh fuck, the lady's name, I can't remember her name.
The mother.
The mother.
The
mother in the son too.
Yeah,
like,
they both should have won, like, awards for...
Fuck, I almost called her Ann Coulter. Jesus Christ. So Dara watched it, and she's like, there was some hard parts to watch, but it was fine. Like, so I feel like you'd be fine. I mean,
I'd love to go back and watch Hereditary.
We should do a fucking movie night,
Midsummer again, but like that opening scene, like
that opening scene is fucking.
It's
rough, bro.
Way too real.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I would love to do more movie-centric episodes. I think that would be really cool.
I want to do the Karate Kid.
Okay, we could do the Karate Kid.
To our listeners, let us know if you want us to do movie reviews.
Yeah.
And what movies?
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if we were able to set aside, like, a 3-part episode. I think it'd be 3. Yeah, for the old TMNT movies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Jesus, yes. We gotta do those fucking movies.
So I really like talking about, like, plans for our futures.
Yeah.
I gotta go with the Red Dead 2 spoiler cast. That was really good just because of how into the game every single one of us were, and how, like, that was like a 2.5-hour episode or something like that.
I'll never forget when Cole was talking about that game. Simply for the fact that Wiener dies. And he's so heartbroken.
Well, it was my reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were like...
I was tearing up explaining that story.
Well,
it's not... And it's not just because, like, you know, I mean, yeah, he had the attachment to his horse, but it's what
I did everything for that fucking horse.
It's what happens immediately after the horse dies that even made me tear up.
It just fucking... Dude.
Well, and so Cole and I were taking turns playing the game because we only had one PS4 at the time.
Mm.
And so we would, like, progressively, like, inch more forward than the other. And I remember I came home from work one morning and Cole was like, I had a really bad time playing the game, just so you know. And I was like, okay. And so then I get to the part where he ended on, and I look at him and I'm like, Wiener! And he was like...
I'll never forget your face. You're like...
He loved that horse more than anything in this world.
For further reference, go to the Nerd Corporation, Season 3, Episode 3, Red Dead 2, Epilogue 3.
I really do think that, like, in terms of, like, games of the generation, that one should be in talks of, like, okay, that might be, like, top cream of the crop.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's a great one.
Definitely.
Really hard trophy list, but...
Rockstar games are, like, the biggest fuck you I've ever given to a trophy list.
Oh, have you seen the list for GTA 5?
Oh, God. That's what is it in GTA 5?
Like, a lot of it is just online.
Really?
And that's what it was for Red Dead 2.
I just remember the trophy list for GTA 4 and the pigeons. I was like,
pigeons,
fuck
the
you.
one where you had to fly under, like, 10 bridges.
The bridges wasn't bad. It was mostly just those fucking pigeons, man. Like, I think my least favorite thing about trophy hunting is collectibles. Unless it's a title like The Last of Us, where it's like the collectibles are really fucking cool.
Yeah,
like
they provide like the letters that you can get.
Yeah, some of the best fucking writing in Part 2 is those letters that you find.
Yeah,
like
the story of Jules.
Oh God.
The Jewel story is fucking...
I don't think anything comes close to Ish's story in the first game. The guy that you follow, or woman, I don't know if the gender was specified, but you're with Sam and Henry, and you're like underground in, I don't want to call it like a sewer system, but it kind of is.
Yeah.
Like there's...
Oh, and he gets trapped on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in that area where you hear about Ish, and it like continues on, like even to like outside of that place right there.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's so many moments where it goes into, like you walk into this nursery, and you find what, and it's not really a nursery, it's like a school, like a school room, and there's like chalkboards and books everywhere and like toys and shit, and you see this one little note. I don't know what it was for you guys, but like I found the note and I read the note first, and the note talks about how they're breaking in. Oh God, they're breaking down the door. If I have to, I'll make it quick. And then you see like little bodies that are covered by blankets and shit, and like little kids' shoes. It's like, fuck me.
Yeah, dude. By the way, I just heard about this the other day, because when I go down to Brigham, I usually throw on my last podcast on the left podcast, and one out of two things. They have a Easter egg in The Last of Us 2. I sent you guys that picture.
Yeah.
So if you guys aren't familiar, they don't do it as much, but they all used to have their own taglines when they'd sign off. Ben, who's the main structural guy, would say, "Hail yourselves," and then Marcus would say, "Hail Geen," as in like Ed Gein. That's like his fucking wheelhouse. And then Henry, the funny guy, would say, "Hail yourselves," or "Hail me." And then in The Last of Us 2, if anyone else has finished that game, where you're opening the safe where the chick's number is written on the bathroom wall, right next to it there's a "Hail yourself" and "Hail me" like spray painted into the wall, and I was like,
that's pretty cool.
But going back to what I was going to mention, just finished a 5-part series on the Heaven's Gate cult, which was the fucking most entertaining.
Are those the
thing
guys
ever.
that wore like white Nikes?
Yeah, and that's
drank
Easter
punch
egg
and shit.
in Midsummer.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's his name? The black guy. Like when he goes to bed, he's got his white Nikes on because he's gonna try and escape.
That's true, huh? Yeah.
And
it's just some
but there's a Easter egg for Heaven's Gate in Red Dead 2.
Oh, really?
Like there's a house that you walk in, and there's just skeletons with like makeshift shoes on, just like on a bunch of beds.
I saw
That's
that.
a Heaven's Gate reference.
Oh, that's
I just
crazy.
Found that out.
Yeah, I remember that little cabin by the lake or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally remember that.
Because when you open all the drawers, there's like alcohol in there.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool as hell.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I really enjoy the shoot the shit episodes.
Yeah.
I know they kind of seem a little lazy, but they're not, because we're still showing up and doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have like a top 5, because I haven't had time to think about it, but I really enjoyed the Resident Evil episode that we did, because those are some of my all-time favorite games.
We should do a 7, because Derek hasn't played
We
it
should
yet.
do... I don't know why we haven't done Metal Gear Solid yet. We should do that.
Oh, Metal Gear Solid 5?
And just, in general, we should just, like,
Oh,
spread
do
them
like
out.
a whole thing. I wonder... So Derek doesn't have his PS3 anymore, does he?
I don't think so.
Isn't that on PlayStation now?
It is. The HD collection.
Yeah, but that's not the first one.
True.
For the only way to play the first one is to play it on...
The classic. Or...
Yeah, fuck. You can play it on the classic.
Could let him borrow our classic.
Maybe. We'll have to brainstorm that, because I wouldn't be too opposed to do that. Fuck, dude, we could do a whole episode on that first game alone.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm really excited for us to do our... I still have to figure out how I'm going to do everything, because it's a multiple playthrough game, but the Detroit Become Human episode, like,
Yeah.
I really want to do that. I just have to figure out how to put everything together, because I don't want to be like, so if you do this, and then you go here, but then let's go back to when you would have done this to go over here.
That's one of my favorite games too.
Oh my god, I loved it so much. Those are probably my top 2. I did really enjoy the Power Rangers episode that we had Brian on for when he brought all his stuff in.
Yeah, that's true. That
And
was
I
a
like
good one.
the
goofy, nerdy toys.
I like the Batman
You're one to
episode,
talk.
the animated series.
Yeah, that's a good one too. It's been a lot of fun, and we've had a lot of
this for a long fucking time.
yeah. It's been 2 years now that we've been doing this
so insane,
consistently. So it's wild. It's been a wild ride. All of our guests, Brian, Weird Sense,
Carrie Means.
I mean, talking to people. Which I mean, I have to still put that video up. God damn it.
Yeah, soon to hopefully be Robert Ray Schaefer, aka Bob Vance from Vance Refrigeration.
Yeah.
You heard that right.
You heard that right.
I got the hookups. By hookups, I mean just adding celebrities on Facebook, and it's actually them.
Right. All the like voice spots that we've been able to get at different Comic-Cons and stuff like that. My favorite still is Rob Weedoff.
Oh yeah.
Rob Weedoff.
Mine's got to be Jay.
Yeah, Jay's a good one too.
Or just because of the kind of person she was when I met her, Jen Cohn, who's Farah.
Oh yeah, she
was the coolest fucking person to talk to. Like, she was like asking like, "Oh, so who do you main in Overwatch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this and this and this, and then if I play tank, I go this and this." And then like, I didn't meet her, but like Lucy Pohl, who plays Mercy, like came over and like talked to me with her, and I was just like, "Oh my fucking god, dude!"
Yeah, that's rad, dude.
Yeah,
it's been crazy fun. I think all of the things that we've been doing and all. I'm excited for our future. We've got lots of plans going forward. Hopefully, we'll be hooking up with TeePublic and putting our shirts, our logos, and things like that up for sale on TeePublic. So watch for that.
Oh, and I don't think we mentioned it on an episode, but you mentioned like an unofficial sponsor thing.
Yeah, we're gonna start talking up a lot of local businesses and things like that.
Well, I do have one. It's not local, but it's a company called Flaming Toast. Just go to flamingtoast.com. You can get custom, and I don't know what they're going to do when the PS5 comes out, but you can get custom light bar decals for your PS5.
Oh, yeah, those are dope.
And you can get them, you can get just like the regular one, or you can get it like embossed for a little bit more. And then you can get like touchpad covers. Like I bought a 20th anniversary edition PlayStation 1, and the touchpad cover I got is just little X's and O's.
Oh, that's right.
On it. And it was like, they're extremely cheap. It's like $5 to get what I got. So they're really cool, and I really enjoy them.
Hell yeah. We're gonna be doing a lot of work with Custom Print 3D. They're a local business out here in Logan. They're going to be 3D printing a lot of fun things for us. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I didn't know what else. But
well, there's a lot of secrets to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of secret projects. A lot of secret guests, a lot of secret conversations. Not only that, I kind of broke into doing my own little thing. I really wanted to talk about Final Fantasy VII because it was just fucking eating away at my soul. And so I said, fuck it, I have all the shit here. I might as well just do it myself. And I've been a very big advocate for that title, especially ever since it got announced. And not only that, but when it slowly started to creep its way back up into being relevant again, which is one of the happiest fucking times of my life, I'll tell you what. But I just kind of thought it was really cool just to sit down, and how fucking easy it was just to sit down and just get in the groove and just start talking about shit. And obviously editing is wizardry when you have a wizard at editing.
Shout out to Eddie.
Really like the backbone, not only just the backbone, but you're like the rib cage and the femur and the feet and the toes and
the eyes.
Yeah.
And the mouth.
You're the skeleton.
Oh, you guys.
You guys are, I mean, like, you're like the backbone. I know, I don't mean to gas you up because I usually want to tear you down. Yeah. You're kind of the reason why the shit kind of goes where it goes. Don't get all sentimental. I'm just gassing you up. Be a bitch about it, alright?
Don't let him see you cry, old man.
I just like being appreciated. That's all.
Well, yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have this shit if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
You know, like, You need your time to shine. And very rarely do you really even get to talk during the episodes. So.
Yeah. I like just hanging out and watching levels and working. But I mean, I love doing this. This has been probably one of the only things sometimes that I look forward to during the week.
Sometimes.
You know what I mean? Like, well, yeah, because, like, I mean, there are other things and stuff that get me excited, but sometimes when, you know, nothing's going on and I have a rough week, I'm like, well, at least I got podcasts. You know, it is actually really fun to do this. Like, I don't think...
get to hang out with the boys.
Yeah, and the girl.
Call me the boys. One of the guys.
So again, yeah, this podcast is really something special to me, and I'm glad I was able to bring all you guys on. Because, like, I couldn't have thought of any... like, you all were my first pick after Dr. Nick stepped away.
And I mentioned this before, but it actually popped up again, I think, last month in my memories, how I was on the E3 episode way back. Yep. And I just remember after doing that episode, like, driving home, I was like, I fucking do that all the time!
Yeah!
And now I'm doing the thing.
Yeah, like, and it's funny because before we started, you and Cole had plans to start a podcast.
We did, yeah, or at least like a YouTube thing.
So
because, well, we would go Pokemon hunting, and you guys just like had like this perfect like chemistry and banter, and I was always like, we should record your conversation.
And we'd always listen to Smodcast, yeah.
So it's been great, and we have all of you to thank for keeping us going, because we built a fan base over the years. That's crazy to say, is that we built a fan base over the years.
I'd like to thank my number one fan, Dallin, being on the episode today.
Yeah, it's like, Nick's my favorite, man. I think
the fucking chopped liver over here.
Yeah, right. Fuck, I only.
Oh, but we go to places like Ulta, and girls getting their hair done are like, is that Cole Simber? I can totally recognize his voice.
And I have not had any of that. So thank you, Dallin.
Take it with a grain of salt, because I didn't hear it, so I don't really know if I believe that it actually happened.
I heard it.
I should go into Ulta now.
Yeah, just talk.
Hey, so
I was
playing the thing.
So I'm
You can shoot us an email at Nerdcore Podcast.
Right.
This reminds me of that episode I did on my podcast, The Nerd Corp.
That's crazy. I don't know. I thank everybody who's helped put this together. Like, I'm sure we all can agree that all of our fans, especially our new patrons and our donors and our...
Apparently we're good enough to have people give us money.
Yeah.
Fucking super weird to me.
Yeah, I'm over the moon about that. I mean, hell, your mom even supports us on there.
Yeah, Mom's a great fucking person.
She's a saint.
Let me tell you.
She's a saint.
She's a great person.
Kim Nichols is a saint.
I think that'll do it for our episode today.
You know, and we don't need to get overly sentimental. Like, we had our moments where we talked about what we liked. And I'll tell you kind of like my ending thought on doing the podcast as a whole is, life is really fucking hard, like 90% of the time. Very rarely do you get something that makes you happy, and very rarely do you, even more rare is when you find something that makes you happy that consistently makes you happy, like, and is a creative, not really, I guess I shouldn't say that, but it's like something like this only kind of comes around every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And as I grow older, I keep finding that life doesn't really ever give up. Like, it's always kind of really shitty, and of course, you know, that's just my way of looking at it. Like, life is pretty great, and we're all very fortunate to have what we have, you know, and life is definitely harder for others, you know. I mean, life is harder for others in this room, you know, like, life is really fucking hard, but when you find something that makes you happy, you gotta stick with it. Podcasting for me has been something that has given me a voice. It's given me a creative outlet to express my opinion, you know, because I've always kind of thought to myself, I'm like, you know, people wouldn't give a fuck what I have to say about games. Like, it's either, you know, I very rarely will have like a super outlandish take on something that goes outside of the norms of public discourse.
It's like kind of going back to Chris D'Elia. He does have a bit on his Incorrigible special where he's talking about, you know, getting his start, and he's like, I did fucking shows at fucking laundromats. Like, you tell people, hey, I want to be a comedian, and people are just like, eat dicks.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit what you have to say. And going to my little ending thoughts, like, I remember, yeah, it's like things that make you happy. Like, I remember when I ordered my my gaming chair at the end of May, because they were like, oh yeah, it'll be here, you know, end of June, and I'm like, all right, and I saw that it was coming early, so I was like, all right, fuck yeah. And then, but the day that my gaming chair showed up was maybe 4 days or so after the whole my sister passing. But I remember when that chair showed up, I was like, because I remember thinking, I'm like, oh, it's gonna get here, and I'm just gonna be like, I don't even fucking want this anymore. Like, it showed up, I like dragged it downstairs, I fucking put it together, and it was just like, for that amount of time, I mean, I don't want to say I completely forgot, but it like...
It took your mind off of it for a while.
Recessed, you know, yeah. So I was like, oh, I have this thing to do now, and I'm gonna do the whole setup thing and all that shit, so that was really good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a lot of fucking fun to do this. And,
it really is.
And it's fun, and the thing is that, like, it kind of wiggles its way into your brain, and you start thinking of other shit that you can do.
Yeah.
You know, you start writing the structure of, like, how episodes are gonna go and stuff like that, and then doing, like, little one-off episodes, and do, like, unboxing episodes, and all kinds of shit like that, and it's just fun, man. It's just fun.
Doing our D&D and having all that. As somebody who loves to entertain people, I'm a musician. I love going to shows and entertaining people and, you know, making them smile and stuff. And with all that's been going on in the world, I haven't been able to do that. And I'm just happy that I have something like this to fall on. And not only fall on, but it's become a very important part of my life, something that is there always, something that I know I'm always going to be doing. And it's just another creative outlet for me, and I'm happy for that.
Gotta agree with that, because I mean, my other hobbies are obviously gaming and streaming, even though a lot of the time my streams aren't really prominent, and I get all, you know, disheartened about it, but I just keep fucking doing it. But I don't like to entertain people in the sense that you do, because I'm not a musician, like, in the sense that you are, but I just like making people laugh, and that's why I try and do it on the episodes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Comedic flair.
Yeah? Hell yeah. Well, with that, we'll close the show. Once again, thank you so much for everything that you guys do. We can't do any of this without you, and we love you all, and here's to another...
We could, it would just suck.
Yeah. Here's to another 100 episodes. As always, you can follow us on social media. On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation Podcast.
On the fucking cesspool website that's called Twitter, and Instagram at Nerdcore Podcast.
Hey, buddy, I use Twitter.
I also use Twitter.
So do I, but goddamn, is it a fucking unpleasant place to be.
It can be. Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcorppodcast@gmail.com. Let us know if you want to have us do an episode, that sort of thing.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search the Nerd Corporation and look out for our green NC logo.
Also, if you're listening on YouTube, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so we can beat that algorithm. Also, comment and let us know what you think. Give us your opinions and things like that, and we'll read them off on the show. And if you want to ensure another 100 episodes, Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/nerdcorppodcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to Snyder Cuts and bonus episodes. We wanted to thank all of our patrons, our Nerd Corporate backers, Anna Turkel, Jake Hurst, Fillmore McLaurin, and Glenn the Simp.
Simping all day, son. Simper, one who simps.
Yeah.
I cannot fucking tell you how hard it is to be a person in life at this current moment. No one takes me seriously.
I've also thought quite long and hard about taking Cole's last name if and when we get married.
Yeah, but you're a woman, though. It's fucking hard, bro. Your name's Simper.
Our nerd financial investors, Missy Marie and Kim Nichols.
Wait, how much is she giving us? Holy fuck, Mom.
And our chief nerd financier, Misty Anderson. Thank you again. We love everyone that supports us, and we hope you're enjoying the Snyder Cuts every Wednesday. If you can't make a monthly commitment, consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/Nerdcore Podcast. We want to get the best giveaways, the best loot for everyone to have, and we just want to continue growing our little podcast here. So, thank you again. Here's to another 100 episodes.
Yay.
100 years.
Another 100 years.
Another 100 seasons, Morty.
For the Nerd Corporation, my name is Eddie Lyon.
I'm Cole Simper.
I'm Nick Lewis.
I'm Angela Whitten.
Shout out to Derek Reese, who couldn't be here, but keep it nerdy, y'all. Poo-poo on you.
Poo-poo on you.
Tepid news.
Tepid news. Where's my tepid news?